Hey, BuzzReelers. You guys know we are all about horror movies here at BuzzReels. And, well, today we're going to take a deep dive into something really exciting. We are talking about the Final Destination franchise, which is back with a brand new installment. And let me tell you, this one has a seriously killer twist.
Yeah, it's been a while now, like 25 years since that first movie, where we saw that group of teenagers cheat death on that flight. And then, well, death came back for him. In some pretty creative ways.
Oh, yeah.
This new one, Final Destination, Bloodlines. It's taken the concept to a whole new level.
Okay, first of all, Bloodlines is premiering in IMAX, so you just know it's going to be an absolutely insane visual experience. But here's the big twist with this one. It's not just a random group of people who cheated death this time. It's a family, so it's way more personal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the stakes are higher than ever.
Exactly. We've seen death, play out in all sorts of elaborate ways over the years in this franchise. But now it's targeting an entire bloodline. I mean, think about it. How do you even begin to fight that? It brings a whole new meaning to the idea of family ties.
Oh, for sure. And, we've got our main character, Stefani. She's 18 years old. And she starts having these super vivid nightmares. But they're not just your average bad dreams. They're straight-up premonitions.
Yeah.
And they're connected to something that happened to her grandmother way back in the 1960s. So her grandmother had a brush with death. And now it seems like death is coming back for the entire family.
Yeah, that generational connection, that ripple effect from the past, it's something we haven't really seen in Final Destination before. It adds a whole new layer of complexity to the story. We're not just dealing with the present anymore. We're also dealing with the consequences of choices that were made decades ago.
Right. It's like, how far back does death's reach even go? Does it hold a grudge forever? I'm getting chills just thinking about it. So now Stefani has to figure out how to save her family from these gruesome fates that keep playing out in her visions.
Yeah, it's that classic Final Destination setup, that sense of impending doom, You know that death is coming, but you don't know exactly when or how. But this whole family dynamic, this idea that blood ties you to this fate, it's chillin'. It really makes you think about the legacy we leave behind, the choices we make, and how they might affect those who come after us.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know what? It looks like they got a really talented team together to bring this story to life. The directors, Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein, really impressed us with their work on Freaky.
Oh, yeah. Freaky was wild.
Yeah, I remember that movie. It was a horror comedy, but they managed to create some seriously clever death scenes.
They did. So I'm excited to see what they do with a franchise like Final Destination, especially with the added intensity of IMAX.
Right.
And guess what? The producer is John Watts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guy who directed the latest Spider-Man trilogy?
Oh, wow. That's a great sign. Watts really has a knack for balancing action and humor and heart. So bringing him on board kind of suggests that they're aiming for a well-rounded film, not just a gore fest.
Right.
It's like they're saying, yeah, there will be deaths, but we're going to care about these characters too.
Exactly. And speaking of characters, let's talk about the cast. Because we got some incredible talent in this movie. Brec Bassinger, who absolutely killed it in Stargirl, is playing Stefani.
Awesome.
She can definitely handle the emotional weight of a role like this. And then you got Teo Briones, Caitlin Sanawana,
yeah,
and Richard Harmon, all incredible actors.
Yeah, solid lineup for sure. It's great to see some new faces in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, it gets even better. The legend himself, Tony Todd, is back as William Bloodworth.
Oh, you know how much we love Tony Todd?
Yeah.
He brings just that perfect blend of creepiness and wisdom to the role.
Yes.
Bloodworth is such an iconic character. In the Final Destination universe, he always pops up with those cryptic warnings, like he knows the secrets of death's design.
Right.
Can't wait to see what he has to say in this one.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a true Final Destination movie without him. He's like the Grim Reaper's spokesperson,
Right.
always lurking in the shadows, dropping those chilling hints about fate.
For sure.
And inevitability.
And we've been hearing whispers about some of the death scenes in Bloodlines. And let me tell you, they sound absolutely insane.
Oh, really?
We're talking next level creativity.
Yeah.
The kind of stuff that'll have you jumping out of your seat in the theater and an IMAX. Forget about it. It's going to be a whole new level of terrifying.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they handle the deaths in this one, especially with that family angle, I'm wondering if the deaths will be even more emotionally charged. Will we see family members sacrificing themselves for each other? Will there be moments where they have to choose who lives and who dies? I mean, that could add a whole new layer of psychological horror to the franchise.
Ooh, that's dark. But you're right. It makes you think about the lengths we would go to for family to know. Would you cheat death for yourself? If it meant putting your loved ones in danger, or would you make the ultimate sacrifice?
I don't know. Those are the kinds of questions that Final Destination forces us to confront. It's not just about the jump scares and the gore. It's about the moral dilemmas, the psychological torment. Right.
That's what keeps us coming back for more.
We're not just watching a horror movie. We're engaging with these really deep existential themes. And you know what's really exciting? Jeffrey Reddick, the creator of the franchise, has been dropping some hints about what we can expect from Bloodlines. He's talked about expanding the universe in a big way, and that has us super intrigued.
Oh yeah, I'm all for expanding the Final Destination mythology. We know the basics, right? Cheat death, death comes back for you. But what are the rules? What's the origin of this whole death design? Maybe Bloodlines will give us some answers, some backstory, a deeper understanding of how this whole thing works.
I hope so. And with this talented team behind it, I have a feeling we're in for something truly special. This isn't just another sequel. It feels like a whole new chapter in the Final Destination saga. I know it's like they're building on what we've seen before, but they're also taking it in a bold new direction.
Definitely.
And we've got a whole year to wait. Final Destination.
Bloodlines isn't hitting theaters until 2025.
A whole year to speculate about those death scenes. Fans are already coming up with theories online.
Oh, I bet.
But the anticipation is part of the fun, right?
Oh, totally. It's all part of the Final Destination experience. You go into it knowing people are going to die in spectacularly gruesome ways. But it's the how and the when that keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Exactly.
And with the family element in Bloodlines, it's going to be even more intense.
Yeah.
Because you're not just worried about one character, you're worried about a whole family.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. If you were in their shoes, what would you do? Would you tell your family about the premonition? Would you risk being called crazy? Or would you try to save them? Knowing that death always finds a way.
That's a tough one. I mean, on the one hand, you want to protect your family. But on the other hand, you don't want to freak them out. Or make them think you're losing it. It's a real dilemma.
It is. It's a classic horror movie trope. But Final Destination takes it to a whole other level. It taps into that primal fear we all have, that sense that our lives are fragile, that death could be lurking around any corner. But it also makes you think about fate versus free will. Do we really have any control over our destiny? Or is it all preordained?
Those are some deep questions.
Yeah.
I think that's why Final Destination has resonated with audiences for so long. It's not just about the gore and the special effects. It's about something deeper, something that speaks to our anxieties and our fascination with death.
Exactly. And Bloodlines seems to be tapping into all of that while also pushing the boundaries of the franchise in new and exciting ways.
Yeah.
I, for one, am really excited to see what they come up with.
Me too. So BuzzReelers, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Final Destination Bloodlines? Are you excited for this new installment? What are your theories about the death scenes? Let us know in the comments below.
And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to BuzzReels for more awesome horror content.
Yeah, we've got tons of deep dives coming your way, so stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one.